So I just got corrected on the internet, which means my ego has been burned to the ground. Anyways, if you can't tell by my skin today, I'm gonna be looking at a prison I built, because I need to show it somewhere. If you've been following along with this channel, you may have seen the trailer video, ooh, spooky cinematics and whatnot. The reason there's not like a full, thought-out release video is just because I guess the prison didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. It'd probably be better to just go and rework the whole thing before I made like a more full video describing the prison, I guess, in a more like cinematic way. I'm going to be describing the prison, but it's not going to be cinematic. But first of all, this is the interior of the prison. It looks a little messy, but it's compact, and it's sort of compact, and that's what I like. Anyways, we've got a standard item ban, exterior defense. If you're asking why I didn't use entity bans, I didn't know about entity bans when I made this prison, nor do I really care. So this is the entry portal. Ender chest, table. Anyways, if you go through and go back, you can see that we're still in this area, and that's because the inner portal needs to be turned on. As you can see, it's not activated. So if we were to toggle the portal, so you got light, it's got lit, go through and go back through, and now we're in prison. Of course, we can't just turn on the portal because, like, people other than the visitor or the prisoner can go through. So as two-player detection, first we have to turn on this portal kicker, which means that anyone who comes through the portal will be kicked from the game. So I'll toggle the portal on once I turn on the portal kicker. And the visitor will come, guard, maybe, I'll get to that in a second, will come through the portal and they'll get kicked. And if it's just them leaving the game when they go through the portal, then the guards know it's safe to go through. So they disable the portal and then disable the portal kick. Then the visitor logs back on and they're in this hallway. Now they'll go down here and by this time they should have already put their items away, but if they haven't, this is an ender chest before their items get obliterated. Anyways, once they've done that, they can open the entrance hallway gate, which is this, and they'll come through here to first kill check. Basically how the first kill check works is they'll step in the string to open the bed, right click on the bed, and there's a creeper so they can't sleep in it, because that and stuff, and then you just like die in the lava or whatnot. For end exploit prevention, so that they like can't stasis out and then come back with end through the end portal with items and whatnot. For that, basically they have to die first, and they can't hit respawn yet because there's this block of anti-debris obstructing their only respawn point. Once the guards can see that their death message in chat, they'll unobstruct the kill check bed so that the person can respawn here, and this will not get retracted. And now we're in the bed hallway, and this is where the visitor and the prisoner sections diverge. This is the prisoner's bed, so if it's a prisoner you're trying to transport in, you'd open the prisoner bed, which means that they right click on it and they'd go die in there. If it's a visitor, you just open the visitor bed instead. Visitor can do it. And then they'll just die in the lava. Both of them will die. Either one will die in the lava. And they'll be in a stand-up position, so they can't screw up Skilly Glitch. And they'll be in the cell, which is just like a guy's vault style 5x5 cobblestone generator room. This isn't cobblestone, but it'll get replaced with cobblestone if someone breaks it. As you can see, the block down here is now cobblestone. Now the main difference between the prisoner bed and the visitor bed is this. Once the visit is over, we basically obstruct the visitor bed's respawn point so that the next time, see this block has gone down, so that the next time they die, they'll go back to world spawn. The visitor, not the prisoner. And the visitor can die in multiple ways. One is just to have the prisoner punch them to death. But if they refuse to do that, then the guard can just like drop TNT down, shoot TNT down there. However much is necessary. Or they can just come down there themselves and stasis out, although I'm not sure why you'd do that. Which leads me into the other section of the prison, which is the guard area, which takes up more space than the entire prison, than the rest of the prison. This is the control room. It's an absolute mess, and that's because, like, all of this used to be in this singular room. So, like, we had chests on the walls and whatnot, and it was just kind of a mess. and also some of these controls have been added and then deleted, so it's ended up being like a disorganized mess, but it's only 8 controls, which is good enough. And these controls are actually color coordinated for 2 sections. There used to be 5 sections, which would be orange for the portal, yellow for the kill check, green for the bed area, red for the cell, and blue for the guard area. But now we only care about 2, which is the orange nether portal area and the green kill check area. Or at least that's what's labeled. As you can see, we still have like this blue strip here. Over here is like where the guard's bed is, which brings me to how the emergency exit for guards works. They just set their spawn in this bed, which it should be already. And then they can obstruct it with this trapdoor and die into lava to send them back to world map. This is also the storage, and like this is the one ridiculous part about this prison, and it's partially a joke. You don't need all of it, but yeah. Most of this, you don't actually need all of this. You won't really only need like maybe a smaller amount of tools, armor. You definitely need the flint and steel. You definitely need the ender pearls, and you definitely need the TNT. All the other stuff is optional. I think this is actually invalid because I don't know if you can get colored names in survival. I may be wrong, but oh well. This is the cool farm. Carrots, you know, it's like a sustainable food source. It hasn't been growing as good, which I don't know why, but oh well. It's got this cool harvesting mechanism, or you could just use a hoe to like fortune 3 the carrots. Anyways, I'm gonna request these. And over here is the stasis chamber room. So yeah, so we got some ender pearls at the end here, and we have 7 stasis chambers. I think we only need like 2 guards to operate this prison. Just 1 running the controls and 1 in the composter glitch, but it can have up to 7. So as you can see, we just align ourselves with these anvils, and we can throw pearls in with the honey, and we can call individual chambers by using this block, or you can call all of them with this cool piston animation. Let's see, which I think looks cool enough. Oh yeah, I forgot we have a shulker breaker, which may or may not be in area ban range. Just pretend it isn't. But yeah, we just click that. Got some shulkers, and that's the guard room. And now these are the guard hallways. If you just swim up here, it's hard to see because of shaders. But over here is the suicide switch. So you just open this, and you could click that. The area bans like aren't actually functional because it's more of a proof of concept. But as you can see, that starts dispensing. Same as if like the roof detector were to be activated or something. Close that back up. I'm gonna get some night vision so you can see a little better. Don't worry about that, I'll get to that in a second. This is the composter glitch, stole straight from Guy's Vault Ipsum so, but it can see most of the prison, except for like the guard hallways, but like if you want to see the guard hallways, just go there. And this over here are like Hades Vault style ways for the guards to access the different places. They just like set the screen and they fall into the area. And to get back, they'll use a stasis chamber, which is why there's 2 guards needed to operate this prison, and is why you need to stop and set your stasis chamber. And of course, there's this area where you can go into the cell. And it's especially important that you set your stasis chamber when you're entering the cell, because that's one of your only ways to get out. If you haven't, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, you just pro glitch out. It's problem solving, you know? Critical thinking. Now you may be thinking, how's a guard enter a prison? Because obviously they've probably like left the game or went to another dimension before re-entering the... I mean, they literally go to another dimension to enter the portal, so obviously they don't have a stasis chamber set, so how do they get in? And that's what this is for. Basically, it's used to be a pearl glitching station, but now it's just a bubble column. So the guard will get into this area, and then it'll be again, so they'll go into crawl mode, crawl through here, and go up the bubble column into the guard hallways. So that's how a guard enters the prison. I think that's all the process. Some bonus features. Most of the redstone lines are in this smoke block observer and crying obsidian formation. which does two things. One, you can't course fruit into the redstone lines, which is nice. And second of all, even if you were to like get into the redstone lines, there's the piece of obsidian every 2 blocks, so this you can't really like make your way through the redstone lines. Technically, it's slower, like it's a lot slower, but for a prison this small, it doesn't really matter. Oh yes, obviously you can't have a prison like B, the just absolute security, and basically I just wanted to add something for fun. So if you hit this no block, you can see that big L appear in the cell. And we had to do this with constant redstone lines instead of observers because of the cobblestone generation. But yeah, got a standard mining detector, and there's way too many no blocks. I used to be able to do it for a lot less. I'm not too sure what happened. Very few spawns in which you can place blocks. I don't have wither walls because I don't feel like adding wither walls. I mean, I have some prototypes over for lava grid over here. But overall, this prison is not perfect. I'm not really that aware of that many escape methods, so it's probably pretty easy to escape. But basically, the main mindset with building this prison is just to make the redstone as simple and as compact as possible. And if we take a look at version 1, here we are in the first version of this prison, and as you can see, it's a lot more of a mess. Well, the prison doesn't have, like, the cell doesn't even have like an entrance or anything. It's just connected to a hopper clock that pushes you into lava every couple of seconds. For some reason, the guard is able to go into this room, which doesn't make any sense. Visitor has to right-click this bed before going into the cell. The guard room is a cluttered mess. Not to mention that the suicide switch is, like, literally in TNT minecart range of the mining detector. Like, this is the level that the mining detector's at. This right here is the suicide switch. For some reason, use a daylight detector. But bedrock. I have bedrock for a beacon, which is completely unnecessary. And also, it's bedrock, which is technically possible if you like start in 1.12, which is extremely unlikely on a server, which is why it's made fun of. The composter glitch requires pumpkin pie, which always turns out well. I'm not too sure what this is. That's the prison I had to show you. I think I did a decent job on it. I have some more in the future to show you, but for now, I will see you later.